All right, let's do this. Let's hammer out these notes, get going, get ready to go. All right, so we're going to start 6.8 today. It's going to be the last tool in our toolbox to solving systems of equations. We've got graphing, we've got substitution, we've got elimination, and now we're going to have matrices. So we're going to have 4 main tools in our toolbox. Today, we're going to learn how to do it. Tomorrow, there will be a video enhancing how it is done, doing another example for you to work out and try on your own and then see how it is truly done. Okay? And then Wednesday is going to be a your day. You get to solve how you want to solve on Wednesday, no matter what kind of a system it is. Okay? And then this big red note here, I'm looking at this past weekend's submissions, and again, 46 in the class. Half did the formative, and less than half did the homework. Those are not good numbers. Okay? Those are not good numbers. I understand that 98.4% of you are seniors, and that it is second semester of your senior year, and that, you know, this should be a snow day, and that, you know, all the different things, you know, the last year got this, and the year before that got this, and the year before that got this, and that doesn't matter, because we're talking just about you, and we're talking about you and your grade. So if you, we got a lot of stuff coming up. You know, it's progress report time here. I think next week is progress report week. If not next week, it's the week after. And then less than a month, well, actually 5 weeks from now is the end of the quarter. And quarter grades matter for a lot of people, especially in spring stuff. Okay? So let's start with these 2 warm-ups. If you could do these 2 right now, that would be great. And then we'll continue. All right, so we need to find the inverse of the first one, and then we're going to multiply the second one. So if I'm finding the inverse of the first one, the first thing that I need to find is I need to find the determinant. And the determinant is going to be Chris minus cross. So that's 10 times negative 3 minus 5 times negative 8. So that's going to be negative 30 minus negative 40, which is really negative 30 plus 40, which is positive 10. If we have positive 10 as our determinant, then our inverse is going to be 1 over 10 times the matrix. I switch these 2, so that becomes negative 3 up there and 10 down there, and I negate the other 2. So we'd have negative 5 there and positive 8 there. So our inverse is 1/10 times the 2 by 2 matrix, negative 3, 8, negative 5, 10 as our inverse for that one. Then we had the second problem was a multiplying type one. This is a 2 by 2 matrix. This is a 2 by 2 matrix. It can be multiplied, and my resultant is going to be a 2 by 2 matrix. So I take the first row times the first column. So that would be 8 times 5 plus negative 2 times negative 4 in that spot. First row times second column, 8 times 3 plus negative 2 times negative 1. second row times first column, negative 6 times 5 plus 0 times negative 4. Second row, second column, negative 6 times 3 plus 0 times negative 1. That's going to give me the 2 by 2 matrix. So we would have here, we would have 40 plus 8, 24 plus 2, negative 30 plus 0, negative 18 plus 0. So that will be a 2 by 2 matrix of 48, 26, negative 30, negative 18. Questions, comments, concerns, clarifications on any one of those two? Okay. I specifically chose those two to help us out for today because we're going to have to find inverses and we're going to have to multiply matrices. Okay? So, if I am going to be solving matrices by hand, okay, or solving a system of equations using matrices by hand, there's a couple of things that we need to do. First off, if I was you, I would write down the system so that we know we can figure out where things come from. Okay. Then, the very first thing that we would do after we get done writing down that system is we are going to convert our system of equations into a matrix equation. And how that's going to go is we are going to have a 2 by 2 matrix, and that matrix is going to be the coefficients in order just like they were. So that would be the matrix 5, negative 2, 2, negative 4. Okay, so that's my coefficient matrix written out just as the coefficients are if I have everything in x, y equals number form. Okay. Then we're going to multiply that matrix by a 2 by 1 matrix, and that 2 by 1 matrix is going to be our variable matrix. So we've got a coefficient matrix and we've got a variable matrix. So the variable matrix in this case would be the 2 by 1 matrix x and y. And lastly, that's going to end up equaling out to be, well, if I would multiply these two matrices together, these two numbers here are the same. So that's good. My result is going to be a 2 by 1 matrix, and that is going to be the numbers matrix. So that's going to be the 2 by 1 matrix, negative 10 and 12. Okay. So that is our system of equations converted into a matrix equation. Then we are going to find the inverse of our red coefficient matrix. So if I'm going to find the inverse of this matrix, that would be 1 over the value of the determinant, 5 times negative 4 minus 2 times negative 2. times the matrix, switch along the main diagonal, negate along the other. Switch the criss, negate the cross. So that becomes 1 over negative 20 plus 4 is negative 16. And 5. Okay, so we found that inverse. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to multiply the inverse matrix by the number matrix. So if I go back up here to my equation, the inverse, I want to get rid of this red matrix right here. I want to get rid of it. So in order to multiply it, I am going to have to multiply over here by the inverse, because that's going to get rid of it. 9 times its inverse gets rid of it. So I'm going to multiply on the left side of that matrix. Well, if I do that on the left side, this is going to be a double left side, so hopefully this is as clear as mud. If on the left side of the equation, I multiply by the inverse on the left side, then I've got to multiply by the inverse on the left side of the right side. So my new matrix equation is going to be, let me put it in this color, 1 over negative 16 times negative 4, 2, negative 2, and 5. So there's my inverse. I've got to multiply that by 5, negative 2, 2, negative 4. That's going to still be multiplied by xy. And that's going to equal now my inverse times my numbers matrix. And what was it? Negative 10 and 12? Yep. So that's what my equation looks like now. I've added the orange into my original. Let me scroll up a little bit and see if we can see that original yet. There it is. I filled in those black circles with the inverse matrix that we just found. Okay? Now, that is like dividing by that matrix. I'm just going to move this down a little bit here, right there, because now what's going to happen here is these two right here in the green box cancel each other out. That's the cool part. So all that's left over on the left side is matrix xy. That's what we want. We want to know what x is and we want to know what y is. On the right side, we just have to do this multiplication. Now, I would recommend waiting to multiply by the negative 1/16 until we're done. And so then this would be negative 4 times negative 10 plus 2 times 12. And this would be negative 2 times negative 10 plus 5 times 12. Negative 4 times negative 10 is 40. 2 times 12 is 24. Negative 2 times negative 10 is 20. 5 times 12 is 60. 480 there. Now we can distribute or scalar multiply that in, and that's going to give me the matrix X, Y is equal to the matrix -4, -5. And then what we do at the very end is now we take that and we convert that into point form, -4, -5. And what we're going to do with that is we are going to check it. Okay, so I'm going to scroll all the way back up. 5x minus 2y equals -10. 2x minus 4y equals 12. Actually, what I can just do is I can just copy and paste here. Copy. Paste. So 5 times -4 is -20. -2 times -5 is +10. -20 plus 10 is -10. 2 times -4 is -8. -5 times -4 is +20 to add to be +12. Works out, so there is my answer. Now, you may be saying to yourself, Linz, that was much longer than we normally would have done. And I'm going to say yes, because it was our first time through. But it also is much easier the second time, because you just find the inverse of your coefficients matrix, multiply it by the numbers matrix, boom, done. Okay? And it works on like 3x3 systems, it works great. On 4x4 systems, it's the only way to do it. On anything higher than that, it's the way to do it. Okay? So, what I would like you to do now is I would like you to solve this system of equations using matrices. Spot check, that should be how we have our matrix equation set up. That should be the inverse. -9 plus 8 is -1. So my equation, after I multiply on the left side, should bear down to be this times this. negative 3 times 5 plus 4 times 3, negative 2 times 5 plus 3 times 3. And don't forget the negative sign out front. Negative 15 plus 12 is negative 3. Negative 10 plus 9 is negative 1. Still have a negative sign out in front. So that gives me, I gotta extend my page. That gives me that x, y is the matrix 3, 1. So if I test it, if I check it, if I put it back into the original equation, 3 times 3 is 9, minus 4 times 1 is minus 4. That's equal to 5, and the first one was equal to 5. First equation checks out. 2 times 3 is 6. Minus 3 times 1 is minus 3. That's equal to 3, and this first one had to be equal to 3. So both of them check out. So my final answer is the point 3, 1. Thumbs. Yay. There it is. Yay. And that one. Okay. Good. Good with the thumbs. Okay. Again, will you use this one the most? That's a personal preference. That's a choice that you have to make. Okay? I'm just giving you the option of having it. Now, again, as you get into higher level mathematics, when you've got 3x3 equations, 4x4 equations, yeah, this is the way to go. Okay? All right? Because it's so much easier than doing it the other ways. Okay? Another one, try this one. Little spot check, little trickery, little skullduggery, if you will. What color? We'll use green. The equal sign is here now, so if I'm going to put this in proper form, I got to subtract that 5x first. And I got to make it look like that if I'm going to put it in proper form. Should be the matrix form of it. Negative 25 minus 2 is negative 27. So then that's going to be 1 over negative 5 times negative 40 plus negative 1 times 11, negative 2 times negative 40 plus 5 times 11. What do we got? 1 over negative 27, 200 minus 11, 80 plus 55. 1 over negative 27, 189, 135. Let's see, 189 is 7. Yep. And 5. Oh, negative. I put the negative in there. Yep. Okay. So, first equation was that 5 times negative 7 plus negative 5 is negative 35 plus negative 5, which is negative 40. Second equation was 2x equals 5y plus 11. 2 times negative 7 is negative 14. 5 times negative 5 is negative 25 plus 11 is negative 14. Is negative 14. Checks out. Final answer, negative 7, comma, negative 5. Love it. Thumbs. Cool. Cool in the game. Oops. So, what do we got? We've got old homeworks and old formatives. Priority number 1, get those done. Okay? Priority number 2, week, I think it's 23 this week, isn't it? Yep, week 23's worksheet, you can start. It is the Unit 6 review, because this week is going to be, or this weekend is going to be your Unit 6 test. So I'll open up the Unit 6 test Thursday afternoon. You'll have until Sunday night to get it done. And that one is going to be under the new 10% penalty. If you're late, it's 10% off. Okay, just so you know. So plan on booking some time to get that done. It will be, this weekend's test will be a 2-parter. It will be a multiple choice on It's Learning Part 1. It will be a 4-question turn in like a homework part number 2. Okay? Just so you know. That is all I have for you today. You have plenty of things to be doing. Some of you are done with all of your stuff, and that's great. I appreciate you. But a lot of you, over half of you probably, have some things to do yet right now. I am not going to require you to stay into the meet after this, after I'm done talking. But, yeah, definitely get your stuff done. Okay? Stay warm. Be safe. Have a great day.